Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect 3. I'm the Mysterious JG. Here's this dramatic shot of the Earth under heavy bombardment by our enemies. Let's hear that bong sound. Yeah. It makes it all okay. So, while I don't expect an interruption of service for you, in fact, I've had a long break since my last session. I went from uploading one of these a day to uploading much less frequently because, well, one thing, I don't know if I was putting these out faster than people could keep up, but, you know, we're into the third game now. Anybody who's been watching all my Mass Effect videos from the start has been in for a long marathon grind session. And yeah, I just thought it was kind of hard for people to keep up, so I slowed down. And also, I've been trying really hard to wrap up Tales of Vesperia, so I have this habit, for those of you who are interested. You know, when the cool kids are out partying and you have sex, drugs, and rock and roll, like on, you know, a weekend night, that's the most likely time I'll get a chance to Let's Play. So I'll do like a whole bunch of videos in one night on like a Friday or a Saturday or something, and then I might not get to Let's Play again all week. So I do tend to do it in marathon sessions, and the last couple of marathon sessions have all been Tales of Vesperia. So it's been a long time since we've done some Mass Effect 3. Luckily for you, I know exactly what it is we need to do once we get rolling, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time wandering around. Spend a lot of time talking about dumb shit like, you know, when I record and what other series I'm working on. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time wandering around the Citadel trying to figure out what to do, except for one thing, which I kind of vaguely, I guess I should have done before I got on camera, but yeah, why were we here? We were talking to Aria. Because we spent the last 100,000 videos getting back Omega to Aria, and she's just hanging out here anyway. But before we get going on our next round of action adventure... Wait, don't tell me. I want to go to... maybe I did do this in the last video, but like I said, it's been a long time. But I want to go to the embassies and go to the Spectre Central and see if we probably got a shit ton of money from the Omega DLC. The DLCs usually are very rich in in-game currency. So I just want to check and see if we can actually buy Ultimo Pistol, because that's the only Ultimo Spectre weapon left we haven't already bought. Buddy, I'm so sorry. We didn't really get to do a whole lot to help this guy. Kind of gave him the bad news, but we couldn't actually prevent it.
I don't even know where Nyota is, and I'm gonna be deployed soon too. Everyone's been called back to active duty since Earth was attacked.
When is this ever going to go anywhere?
But I can't leave my daughter here alone. I need to send her back to Thessia, to her family.
These things are very complicated and usually take a very long time.
Oh, does she not know that Thessia's been like gang raped by the Reapers?
Sorry. If you can't accept a fostering by proxy until her file is processed, there's nothing more I can do.
You're gonna have to go to hell. You're gonna have to go to hell and die. Is that the same? Is it that same conversation that's been going on since the beginning of the game in different iterations, or? Oh, I keep coming in here thinking like, no, I don't want to talk to frickin' Executive Officer Saltai. I wanna the salty secret Cylon. I wanna get over here and do this. No, I'm pretty close though. Ooh, sniper rifle concentration mod. Yeah, you know what? As I look at this, I think I did come here last time because why did I not buy this though? If I wanted this, why did I not buy it? Oh, I can't adjust my weapons from here. I can't even check what they are. I'm wondering if I should buy that mod. Lord knows I can afford it. Oh, you know what? It's no, I think I'm starting to feel now, like in the last video, which for me was like the better part of a month ago. Jesus. Yeah, I think maybe I actually looked at that and didn't buy any of it. But I'm pretty close to being able to buy that pistol. And that'll mean that I actually bought all of the Spectre Requisitions weapons, which I don't think I've ever done on a playthrough before. Maybe not, because I think generally I ignore the shotgun. But this time I bought it because I thought it would be cool for my squad mates, only to find out that it's really not that much better than other shotguns. Well, anyway, where we are going to go is, we are going to start a new DLC. There's 4 DLCs that I can remember in this game. One of them we did early as soon as it became available, and that's the Eden Prime DLC where you get Javik, who's been such a phenomenal success as a character and squad mate. The other 3 are...
Sergeant, I have a little brother. He went off planet to try and make money, hung with a lousy crowd. A week before the Reapers, my brother sent me this excited message. He'd found an organization with lots of pay, benefits. He snuck me a photo of the shiny new armor they gave him. White and yellow armor, ma'am.
You mind if I listen in on this? Ma'am? Ma'am, are you completely ignoring my story, ma'am? Ma'am, that's so fucking rude. Ma'am, tell me if you don't have anything to say, but... Ma'am? Hey, there's Soldier.
Thank you again, Commander. I appreciate the assist.
Thanks a lot, big man. I only wish I could have done more, and could remember what I did do. Because I have no fucking idea. Somewhere... there should be Citadel Rapid Transit somewhere. You know what? I think there was actually one on, at the you know, sweaty, throbby discotheque place that we left, where Arya's hanging out, but never mind. Yeah, because we're going to start a DLC. That's what I was talking about. You've got the Eden Prime one, which we've done. The other 3 are called Omega, Leviathan, and Citadel. Citadel I've never done before, so I'm saving it for last. It's kind of a treat to myself. But the others are all kind of, you can do them whenever. Doesn't matter. Obviously, one of the big issues with the Omega DLC is that because you can do it before you finish the quest to get the Blue Suns Eclipse and Blood Pack working for you, they need to bring Arya back to hang out at the Citadel to complete that quest after you've finished the quest that should take them away. Haha. So we are going to dock, but we are going to Dr. Bryson's lab, because that is the location for this next DLC. I think at one point we had 4, yeah, C was one of them, and we've used it now. C, I think it was like some port or other, or some specific docking bay is where we would meet Arya's forces to launch the Omega DLC. But the 3 we have left, Alliance Docks is the normal starting point. Dr. Bryson's lab is actually the starting point for the Leviathan DLC. And Personal Apartment is the starting point for the Citadel DLC. Because as you may recall, at one point we got an extranet mail telling us, meet Dr. Bryson, they know something. I don't remember if it's a he or she. Knows something about something. And then the Personal Apartment DLC is, I think, Captain Anderson, former Ambassador Anderson, tells you, hey, go chill out in my apartment for a while. You need to rest. But we are going to do the Leviathan DLC, starting right now. This is DLC. I'm assuming this means I don't have to worry about swapping discs. Kind of dreading that coming back later. Got disc 2, and you'd think the second half of the game, roughly, would be on disc 2. We are more than halfway through this game. We are in the home stretch for the entire Mass Effect series as it currently exists. Although one of my subscribers linked me to a preview video for the upcoming Mass Effect game, which, you know, could be fun.
I want you to match this against all known locations.
I guess that's a dude. For some reason I thought Dr. Bryson was going to be a woman.
Yes, sir.
Hitler.
Commander Shepard, we've been expecting you. Just a moment. And Hadley, could you gather the Leviathan data for us?
Hadley?
Apologies, Commander. The rest of my team is out investigating leads right now. I'm Dr. Garrett Bryson, and this is Task Force Aurora.
My nose is look kind of weird, and I think I have gigantism.
Our mandate is to investigate legends, rumors, old stories about the Reapers before anyone knew they existed.
What the fuck, man? No. We'll do the full dialogue routine.
That's an interesting goal. But is anyone doubting the Reapers exist these days?
You're trying to
The
look for
Alliance
clues,
is
you
still desperate
dumbass.
for intelligence. Reaper motives, their operational tactics. Anything that can give us an edge.
Or Christian.
How did you wind up in charge?
When the rest of the galaxy says something doesn't exist, I take that as a chance to prove that it does.
How the Reapers
So you
killed
were in it for
Kennedy,
the
huh?
job.
Reapers were behind 9/11. He's a
Even as
truther.
late as 2148, humanity still thought aliens were a myth. That was within my lifetime.
You're that old?
Once that myth was proven to be reality, our entire history changed.
Reapers were part of that reality too.
Mm-hmm.
But even they have a history, Commander. If we can just uncover it, there may be a weakness we can exploit.
I know about all the conspiracies. Chris Jericho, you need to go read a book about Nikola Tesla. He was working on a death ray. That explains why the Twin Towers, that dust, that wouldn't have just fallen down. They would have been spread. It wasn't a building getting hit by a plane won't fall like that. It was destroyed by Tesla's death ray. I'm not saying it was the U.S. government or the Israeli government that did it. I'm just saying that it was a conspiracy. You can't tell me that those Afghans hiding in a cave could knock down those buildings. Sorry. It's temporarily possessed by Jesse Ventura. Ain't got time to bleed.
Could have used your help 3 years ago.
Yes. If people had paid more attention to your Prothean beacon, we might not be in this war.
Sadly, as a DLC character, I wasn't really thought up until more recently.
Hadley, do you have the data?
Hadley, why's the music gotten so ominous?
No!
Oh, Hadley. I wonder what happens if I didn't do anything.
I need C-Sec at my location, now!
Oh, I probably would have killed him.
Be here. The darkness can't be breached.
Oh yeah? I'm gonna totally breach the darkness, dude.
Transit records show
Me
his
and
name
Tali
is
gonna do
Derek
that
Hadley.
tonight.
He's worked here for a couple months.
Shepard, I monitored a C-Sec alert from this location. Were you harmed?
Now that your breasts are here, everything
But I
will be
could use
fine.
your help sorting this out, Edie. Take a look through their files. I need to know what this task force was up to.
At once.
I'm glad Edie was listening in. It means that other characters can play a role in this DLC.
What's happening?
There's some previous DLCs where it was just Shepard and nobody to support because, you know, I think it kind of gnawed at their very souls of the programmers to not allow you to choose your squad mates. But when they do that and then they don't want to record versions of the dialogue with every squad mate, they're kind of stuck. So you end up with DLCs where you take your squad mates along and they just sit in the car and never say anything, no matter what plot stuff happens. Even as you know, reach the guy who's like the idiot savant genius whose brother is turning him into a machine to fight Geth, and your squad mates never say anything about it. So this time they're just like, you know what, fuck it. Edie's gonna be wandering around, and that way there's somebody else who can have some dialogue. And you know what? I'm okay with it. Edie's not my favorite character necessarily. It's not awful or anything. I'm glad that somebody other than Shepard and DLC-only characters might get to talk here. Anyway, Derek wants to know, what's happening?
You tell me.
I was gathering our data when you arrived, and then it was dark. Cold. Like I was someplace else.
And then?
The winter
I don't
outside
know.
at night.
A gun was in my hand. Dr. Bryson, there was a loud noise.
I'm not going to slap
That
him.
was you shooting him.
You jerk.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me. You have to believe that.
These anonymous Turians don't believe you. My face has gone renegade without JG selecting an option for renegade face.
So someone else pulled that trigger?
But I would never do that.
He's fucking...
Commander, this does resemble reports of indoctrination.
Yeah, why is Shepard like just totally not...
Me?
What about that?
Yeah, why is he not
Leviathan
picking that
Bryson
up?
mentioned? How does that tie in?
I don't know.
It's some kind of creature. Our field teams have been tracking it. That artifact came in from our researcher, Garneau. He sent an audio log if you wanna...
If you want to freak out,
What's wrong?
are you going to try to kill me?
Turn back.
What are you talking about?
The darkness cannot be breached.
Damn it.
Oh, well.
Get him over to the clinic. See if they can tell us what's wrong with him.
Yes, sir.
Commander, you'll want to see this. It's an outgoing message from Dr. Bryson to Admiral Hackett.
It will cause your eyes to roll into the back of your head and you to die.
Admiral, the Leviathan of Dis that we've been investigating, I think we're really onto something.
It's pretty cool, man.
About 20 years ago, the
Boy, he's a weird-looking guy.
Corpse that had died in battle. They covered it up and denied it ever existed.
Jerks.
But I'm intrigued by the larger implication. What could have killed the Reaper in the first place? Exactly. That's the real Leviathan.
I think the Reaper probably just got drunk and, you know, rammed into a star at light speed or something.
There is also a follow-up message from a few weeks later.
Well, why don't you just ask Hackett about it?
Reapers are shadowing my field teams as if they're hunting Leviathan themselves. Whatever it is, I believe Leviathan is nothing less than a Reaper killer. Almost an apex predator. And it has them nervous.
This makes no sense, but continue.
Imagine the impact on the war. I'm formally requesting assistance in tracking it down. You'll have it. This is now your top priority, Doctor. Find that thing.
It appears we were meant to be that assistance.
I guess it's just a shame that Hackett neither provided us with information before we got here, and for whatever reason, neither of us are thinking to ask him about it now.
Anything capable of killing a Reaper could do a lot of collateral damage.
Yeah.
Yet given the state of this conflict, I believe the saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Sometimes going with the Paragon choices to be in character as my Paragon Shepherd is pretty irritating.
Did say they recently received a log from their field researcher. It may yield more information.
Sadly, Bobo's Let's Play of Fallout 3 seems to have stalled because he, well, he's got technical issues. It might come back. We can all hope for that. But his approach, and you know, I think I was kind of roughly Paragon in my New Vegas Let's Play, but I wasn't like utterly sold on it at all times. But yeah, Bobo in particular, he just called out right from the beginning, I'm not playing, you know, super high ethics or like renegade rogue chaotic neutral. I'm just gonna like do whatever seems to make sense at the time. And not to get off on a tangent, because I've never been known to do that, but yeah, sometimes I kind of wish I hadn't committed to a pretty straight all-out Paragon Let's Play for Shepard, because, you know, there's this thing out there that can kill Reapers, apparently. And he can either be like, that's dangerous, imagine the harm it could do, or he could be like, fuck yeah, give me that. And I think, like, to 80 like, it's not like a 50-50 split. The more Paragon amongst us are one way, the more Renegade amongst us are the other way. I think pretty much everybody except a complete goody two-shoes is going to be like, fuck yeah, give me hold of that. The Reapers are currently in the process of destroying all sentient life. Anyway. Yeah, so let's get back to it. I think I originally said I was going to go all Paragon all the way, because at one point I was thinking, and as soon as I'm done, I'll immediately hop onto a Renegade playthrough as FemShep, and as I play through this, I'm like, it's not impossible that someday, but Jesus, it's a long series. If you do all the DLCs and all the optional stuff, it takes a minute to get through you some Mass Effect 1 through 3. And certainly the next Mass Effect game would be out by the time I was done with another run-through. Also impacting this is the fact that there's not that many people still watching. So we got audio. What the hell are we doing? I was talking too much, as always. Maybe that's why not that many people are still watching. But we are Priority Horizon. Oh, Citadel Leviathan. Sorry. Before he died, Dr. Bryson required help. Search the lab for clues. Okay, so we're just kind of wandering around in here searching for clues. I'm going to grab a quick drink while we listen to an audio log.
This must be the artifact the assistant mentioned. And here's the log.
It's a natural log.
It's Garneau. I'm sending you an artifact I found. About the only thing I found there, in fact. Maybe it's nothing, but I'd swear Leviathan came through here. I'm gonna crunch some numbers. Burn up the rest of this project travel allowance. Maybe I can project our Reaper killer's movements. I'll check in when I get to the next site.
Garneau appears to be our best lead to track Leviathan, but he does not state a destination.
Garneau mentioned burning through his travel allowance. This seems illogical to me. Shepard, explain. In the budgeting, would he not be treated favorably for spending less than the allocated budget for travel? Oh, no, Edie, you don't understand how the funding works. The travel is budgeted based on previous actuals, so if Garneau actually gets ahead of the game and doesn't spend all of his travel money this year, then next year he will be given fewer resources to work with, because the budgeting process will assume that he was given too much travel last year. Then Garneau is not incentivized to reduce costs. Shepard, this is illogical. Yeah, that's just the way it works, Edie. Illogical. Smoke starts pouring out of her ears. I'm sorry. You gotta understand, folks. I'm an accountant. Accountant by day, ninja by night. Aye.
Let's focus on what he does say, then.
He mentioned extrapolating Leviathan's path.
And crunching numbers. He wasn't flying blind. He had data.
A significant amount of data, judging by this office.
So how do we narrow it down?
Search around.
Bryson and his colleagues evidently used a galaxy map search program in their hunt for Leviathan. It may help us locate Garneau.
Or it might not. I'm sorry, I don't want to sound like some kind of irritating internet horn dog, but the naked robot chick body does kind of distract sometimes. And, people have talked about the Samara distraction boobs. But I was talking about how she got smoke coming out of her ears, illogical, and then I noticed, her ears are don't really appear to have an opening of any kind. I think I just forced her to move and she wasn't going to. Now she's all stretchy. Or is she supposed to be searching? Yeah, walk slowly into that table. That will make things happen. But I had this brief image, and I feel so bad, but I gotta spit it out there. I was thinking there's no opening there for smoke to come out in her ears, and then they immediately went to the shot where the creepy robo breasts are highlighted, and I'm like, well, maybe smoke comes out of her nipples. I'm like, no. It would make more sense to say smoke comes out of her butt. She's farts with, when the logic is not present and she begins to break down, she just starts farting steam. All of these things I'm talking about now are really dumb, and I apologize. Ooh, a Bryson experiment. Let's see what this is about. It is subtly different each time. I wonder if this ever goes anywhere. I don't think I played with it that much last time. I think I stopped after a while. I think we've now heard the same scream more than once. Yeah, okay. I think maybe if you kept that, it eventually would say, "Hey, buddy, what else are you waiting for?" Oh, it follows you around. That's fun. All right. I think I may have save scummed around here in my off-screening out of a fear that assault on it. Yeah, you know what? I feel bad about not getting the couch, but that no. The chance that I'm going to go back and redo that off-screen, that ain't happening. The couch was not gotten. As far as I'm concerned, in our, just between you and me, gentle viewer, you and me, we're buddies, right? So, between us, we can make our own canon in which that Elcor retrieved the couch with our help later, so he didn't give us the pittance of a reward we would have gotten, but Arya still gets her couch. And we wouldn't have been given credit. He wasn't going to tell Arya that we helped anyway. So if Mass Effect 4 features Arya prominently, we're just going to assume that if anything that we did in that DLC makes a difference, the fact that we saved the day was important, and the fact that we didn't get her couch doesn't matter. These doors are all locked. I remember wandering around in multiple rooms here. I guess there's a clue we need to find before we even get that far. Making a search for clues here. It reminds me a little bit of the Metal Gear Solid virtual missions. You got the special missions that you got by doing all the basic virtual missions, and there was ones where you're supposed to be going around searching a room for clues. Who killed? Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of goofy, fun side stuff, which I guess this is. It's DLC. the hell am I supposed to be looking for? There we go. This looks interesting. Well, that doesn't get us any closer, but I'm glad I noticed it. Not sure why I passed by this place so many times without seeing it. And that's the main reason I save scum in these situations, because I don't want to get kicked out. I don't want to find the plot thing that will move me on without finding all the stuff first. Well, I guess maybe we're supposed to look at this thing.
Does this tell us where Garneau went?
No.
Nope.
But we may be able to narrow down his location if we find clues he was using in his search for Leviathan.
Okay, so now the door's open. Well, that was a...
These are all murders in which the accused lacked a known motive and claimed memory loss.
There's
Like
approximately a
Bryson's
billion records.
Garneau was following a trail of blackout crimes?
It is possible. We need to find data matching dates and locations for crimes of this nature.
Here's the time and date chart for the crimes. Can you filter for murders where the killer claimed memory loss?
No.
Adding the search filter, you may examine the results in the Galaxy Map program.
And every single inhabited planet has some history of somebody committing a crime and claiming they don't remember it.
Blackout crimes?
No results. Some of our search parameters may be irrelevant.
Are you telling me that only 3 systems... Oh, that doesn't make any sense. It's blackout crimes. That's like... That's not that unusual a thing. I mean, grisly murders in general are unusual, but in the course of human history, can't I guess speak for other species, it's not that uncommon when a murder like that's committed for somebody to kind of go with the insanity defense. Or we can leave.
We should not leave until we have more information on Garneau's whereabouts.
Don't tell me what to do. I'll go do the Citadel DLC and come back to this later if I feel like it, little lady. Little robo lady. I was starting to stretch and then I started mouthing on. I don't remember there having been a whole hell of a lot going on out here. But I was wrong. This looks interesting. Well, we can adjust her points for the first time in a while. I guess I was doing decoy. She can become the Shock Master. Shock enemies for 260 points with in a 2.5 meter radius of the decoy. So we made the decoy last longer instead of having better shields. And it could have shock power or it can have increased recharge speed. So it can go from 10 seconds to 13 seconds to 10 seconds. Well, fuck that. We'll give it the shock power. And exploding decoy. Decoys explode on destruction, causing 780 damage across 4 meters, which I like. Or increase shields and duration. They already last 27 seconds if they don't die. I'm not that interested in making these really long living decoys. They don't cause damage unless I do the 2 things which can cause damage, which I'm going to do. And in the meantime, there's no particular reason not to upgrade defense matrix, even though that's as far as it can ever go, because we are level capped. That takes away some of the reason for doing the DLC, but you know, my main reason for doing the DLCs is to create the most extensive and complete possible playthrough for you, my beloved viewer at home. Now, get on in here. Hey, that looks like some crazy sovereign shit right there.
Sovereign. Vanguard of our destruction. How's that working out for you, big guy?
I like that. I like that. Shepard does have a little bit of personality. But the irony is, I think this is the first time, because I don't think I played through with the DLC in my previous run of this. Oh, then again, I don't even remember if I got all the way through this as Renegade FemShep, but I think that might have been the first time I got to hear Male Shep do that instead of FemShep.
This appears to be encrypted data on Reaper fleet activity.
Sweet.
Think it's relevant?
Possibly. But it is impossible to say without more data. And the decryption key.
I suppose the encryption key will be the highlighted thing right next to it.
Sir, this is Bryson. We know the Reapers are after Leviathan. Studying Reaper hunting patterns could be vital to finding it.
That data is classified top secret.
You are my only hope.
If it falls into the wrong hands...
Obi-Wan, you are my only hope.
The data's encrypted. I'll keep the decryption key safe. Close to my heart.
Close to his heart. What the hell does that mean?
Do you suppose it's not a cryptic clue? And in fact, he was just expressing the fact that he wouldn't give up the decryption key? You know, as far as I know, folks, when you are given access to classified data, you don't generally leave cryptic clues for people to find. You're just supposed to not talk about it.
Loch Ness Monster? Loch Ness Monster is more interesting.
Interesting and non-existent.
You know what? You would not get along well with Dean Ambrose. Or them Rotunda boys! That is for Bobo, and for anybody who happened to watch the Jericho podcast episode that I'm thinking about. Them Rotunda boys. It's the Switch.
Bryson was tracking unexplained creature sightings.
Oh my god, look at the patterns that the seamen on this wall made.
Bryson was not merely tracking sightings. He was attempting to extrapolate a course.
And Garneau could have been following that course.
Yeah, maybe.
Edie, can you add a search filter for systems along that projected path?
I could, but I won't.
Adding this search filter to the galaxy map.
So yeah, this is where we get like, oh, we're missing. Please help. Some girl who was kidnapped by, Bigfoot or whatever. We have murders where people claimed not to remember what they did, and Bigfoot sightings as our search parameters, and we're trying to search the entire Milky Way. This, the Reaper fleet movements, I think, because at the end you're going to end up with a bunch of search parameters, and some of them are useful and some of them aren't. But you eventually have to figure out which ones you think are useful. And I'll be honest with you, I don't remember which ones were and weren't, obviously. It's been way too long since I did this. But my decisions about which ones are useful, and I think this will get me pretty close to the answer on the first try, will be based entirely on which ones required you to click and look at one thing, or maybe one thing and the thing next to it, and which ones required you to do like a whole bunch of puzzle solving shit, because this is the closest Mass Effect ever comes to being a puzzle game right here. I'm thinking the ones they make us work for might be the ones that are important. Ta-da! The Thorian. Going for the Thorian bomb. The Thorian, a life form discovered on Pharaohs, provides fascinating insights, fascinating, Captain, into the life cycle of a truly alien species. Unlike conventionally intelligent life that does not use mass relays, Prothean artifacts would not interest it. Commander Shepard claims that Reaper enemies cultivated life to evolve along lines they could predict using technology the Reapers controlled. The Thorian is an exception to that rule. It evolved to use organic tools rather than conventional technology. Leviathan must be somehow similar to have survived undetected for so long. The Thorians used pain conditioning to control its victims, using them as manual labor, or even as a man would use his own hands and fingers. Commander Shepard claims that Reapers do the same thing through a different process called indoctrination. Whatever Leviathan is, it must do something similar. So are they saying that this Leviathan thing is a life form that is similar to the Thorian Creeper, or that it's similar to a Reaper, or both? Or I mean, I don't understand how. Okay. Last little side thing before I call it a video here. Give you something interesting to look at while I talk about all this nonsense. Stay still. There. Nope. There we go. Robo-Chick buttocks are now in shot. Anyway, folks, I'm actually not looking at them myself. I swear I'm not. So, the log is kind of making a point that the Reapers, this is per what Shepard told the council. Oh, look, her arm is like penetrating her gun. I just got done saying I wasn't looking at her butt. I'm looking at her arm. What is with me tonight? The Reapers set up the whole deal with the mass relays and the Citadel is that the Reapers create this system where sentient life can only reach a certain stage of development before it accesses this highly advanced technology, which then drives its evolution from that point on. And they evolve and act in ways that are going to be predictable to the Reapers, and the Reapers will be able to defeat them. Because for reasons we don't understand, I'll be honest with you, by the end of Mass Effect 3, it ain't all that clear. At least it wasn't to me. I wasn't paying attention. I was talking too much, I guess. But the Reapers, they disappear for a couple of millennia. They come back every couple of millennia and just wipe out all sentient life and then disappear again. And they leave non-sentient life alone so that non-sentient life can evolve into the next round of sentient life. And they leave the technology that from the last cycle was dominated by the Protheans, and aliens from this cycle, and humans, like the sentient beings from this cycle, thought it was Prothean technology, but it in fact was Reaper technology that was left there to guide their progress down corridors that were desirable to the Reapers. And the best interpretation we have is that it was to drive us down paths that the Reapers would be able to deal with us when they came back. And the Tholian was a threat to the Reapers because it ignored that technology. It went a whole different path. It wasn't interested in Prothean artifacts. Now, my thing is that the Thorian, if it was even a species and not a single life form, it doesn't really seem like they were spreading and taking over planets or anything. But it remained undetected by and did not draw the interest of the Reapers because it didn't get off-world, I guess. But they're saying that, it was dangerous to the Reapers and it survived all these cycles because even though it's sentient, the Reapers didn't pick up on anything that wasn't using their technology. And Leviathan's the same way. The Reapers, I don't know. Because then they kind of went back and forth between saying the Leviathan must be following paths that aren't dictated by Reaper tech. I think they were kind of saying that, and then it's kind of seemed like they were saying they must be controlling others like the Thorian and the Reapers. Oh man, that log's gone. I can't even reread it. What I'm getting at is that knowing what I know about how this DLC ends, that's interesting, and I didn't pick up on it the first time. But I'm not sure really what to make of it. The assumption that the Leviathan must be similar to the Reaper? Or are they saying it must be similar to the Thorian? They're saying somehow that... Boop, boop, boop. I don't know, never mind. I'm talking too much, but this is just a fun way to end it. Alright, folks. Your homework assignment tonight is to think about whether it makes any sense that we can assume that any species that has survived since the last cycle, I guess, and has not on the radar of the Reapers, does it make sense that they have to be controlling others and remaining in the shadows? Or is there an entirely different explanation for what they're about? What's going on, Holmes? I'm Mysterious JG. I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more of Mass Effect 3, Leviathan. Bye-bye. And I just got done doing my whole long extended sign-off and getting into it and completely forgetting to actually get to a point where I could shut down the video. Okay, now, for reals. Bye-bye.